Hey YouTube, this is Sensation reporting in for another review. Today, after a long kind of a bit of a grace period between the other videos and this one, today we're going to be reviewing the Scale Trains SD40T-2s. Finally, I know, long awaited. I'm sorry it's taken me forever to get this video out. Life has been happening outside of the layout, and yeah, I'd rather not get into it. Anyway, the first thing you're going to notice is these two are the previous run. These are the second run tunnel motor. This is the latest tunnel motor from Scale Trains. So this one's going to have all the bells and whistles on it. It even has ground effect lights. These two do not have ground effect lights. They do have ditch lights, which are bright as hell. Another thing you'll notice with my 8556, I have yet to take the shell off and just kind of clean the contact on the little beacon right here. So if it gets dim, you'll see me tap on the engine, and it usually fires right back up. And yeah, I mean, so let me go ahead and get into this review of these three magnificent motors. Well, which one to talk about first? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Union Pacific one first, since it's the farthest away and it's the one that I want to talk about, and I'd rather save the Rio Grande for last. So this is the second run edition, 8803. And you know, let me give an overview of it. It's really quiet. There's a lot of CVs you got to change around in the lock sound decoder to get the sound volume up. I'm not going to mess with it on my system because I don't want to screw it up, so I'm just leaving it as is. The SP is the same way. The Rio is a little bit louder, but not much. The Rio has a V5, and the SP and the UP have V4s. So they actually run really well together. They still have the same motor and all that. Still the same motor controls and everything. So it's actually not too bad to run them. And so yeah, I mean, detail-wise, they are really highly detailed locomotives. These are some of the best locomotives yet, especially for tunnel motors. I mean, I've got three Athearn tunnel motors. Actually, technically, I have 6 Athearn tunnel motors. Here's an Athearn tunnel motor. Yes, I know, it's also Rio Grande. But you know, where are my lights? Where are all my fun lights? Where's my, like, that ain't fun. That's not cool. It's only got a headlight. That's it. Doesn't have the actual light. It doesn't have all their bells and whistles and lights and other crap that you want on a Rio Grande unit, you know. I mean, heck, I've even got a SD40T-2. It's a cotton belt one. And then I've also got an SP SD45. Now, picking the Athearns up, at least the 45s, they're really heavy. They're quite heavy. These, they have a bit of weight to them, not as much as that, but these will run about 1,000 times better than any of the Athearns will. The Athearn ones, I've already had trouble with motors on them, and those are the RTRs, so I've already had issues changing out motors and fun stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, really, it's not too bad. It's all right, I guess. But anyway, back to the UP. All the details are right on it. I mean, you know, you can see through the grills and all that. Just like on the Athearns, you can see through the grills on these. The sill's the right color. The striping, the yellow, everything is correct on it. The lights are all right. Speaking of lights, let's go ahead and check those out. I'm going to dim down my lights in the basement. so you guys can see just how bright these things are. So let's go ahead and turn the headlight on. So I need to be able to see it too, so I'm going to move the camera a little bit this way. That's right. Now then, for ditch lights, you're going to press F6. Yeah, just when I first turned those on and I was looking directly at the locomotive, I about got blinded, so don't do that. I'm going to turn those off for now, just so I'm not blinding the camera. And obviously when you press the function 8, that's going to turn the number boards on as well as the sound. So, like I said, it's a quiet locomotive, so it's not too loud, but compared to my Atherns with Lock V4, they're on the quiet side. They're just, I don't know, there's something about these that are really quiet, and my Atherns have a brick speaker, have an MRC brick speaker in them, like a 28 by 10 millimeter speaker in them, and they're incredibly loud. They're obnoxious, they're loud, I love it, it's great. These are just kind of, I don't know, But, like I said, if you have the lock programmer, you can easily turn them up. So I'm going to go ahead and, turn those bright bastards back on. I'm going to do the same thing for the SP. Yeah, see, so it's barely lighting. There it goes. Alright, and then F6 does the ditch lights. Yeah, really bright, I know. And then F0 and F7. And F6. No. F5 does the marker lights. We're going to have them as, I like the green ones. The green ones are nice. It's a different color. So yeah. So as you can tell, there's different light packages on every single one of these models, and really it's not that bad. Obviously the ditch lights are the brightest things ever, like in existence. I swear I could use them as flashlights. I mean, ow. Okay, yeah, I just bent down in front of them, and yeah, that was that. That was bright. I mean, they're not as bright as, no. They're brighter than my station, which is behind me. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my regular lights again, so we can stop being dim. Okay, here we go. So now that we've seen the light packages, you know, you saw the lights on the Rio, you saw the lights on the SP, and you've seen the lights on the UP. You see the Mars light. It goes bright, it goes dim, and it goes a little bit brighter, and it goes brighter, and it goes bright again. So it's kind of neat. I'm going to fire all of them up, not at the same time, but one after the other. So first, let's fire up 8803. Here's the bell. And here's the horn. Now then I'm going to fire up 8556, so press F8. That was the horn and bell on the SP. Now then I will go ahead and fire up 5362, which is the Rio Grande. I don't know why this keeps having issues. Stay on. Jesus. I'm gonna have to take that engine apart and clean it. I think it's just gotten to the point where the contact's a little bit dirty. So here's the horn, here's the bell on 5362. And now here's the horn. And obviously your function 5 does your marker lights. So you can have them off, white, green, or red. I like green. Like I said, these models are really accurate. There's even the extra part here for the this part here, and I think it's on both sides of the locomotive. Yep, there it is, right over there. It is not on the SP or the UP, but it is on the Rio Grande, and that's cool. Just something different with the Rio Grande versus the SP and UP. So all three of them are accurate. Scale Trains has done their homework on every single one of them. I mean, I'm going to sit down and kind of go through it. You got the big plow here for the typical SP, which means 8803 was an XSP at one point and has been repainted to UP standard. That's also apparent with the headlight. The 8556 is the lobotomized version of the SP tunnel motor. The one that would not be lobotomized would be the one with the speed lettering through here, not the Roman lettering like we see on this one currently. The Rio is completely accurate. It's still, all three of these still have the Scale Trains covers on them. I will say I like the Rio Grande the best. I know, right? Kind of weird. I like the Rio Grande the best only because it's got these truck lights, these ground effect lights, which are really cool. And honestly, it makes the locomotive just look so much better. Makes it look realistic, makes it look like there's something going on. All the windows can be opened and closed, or at least on the side here. They can be opened and closed for your preference. If you populate the cab, it'll make it look that much better. They've all got the same style truck, essentially. Well, at least the UP and the SP do. The Rio Grande has a different style truck. Just some extra detail on it. You guys that have the Rio Grande or go see pictures of it. Well, here we go. Let's do this. So you can kind of see the detail here differently. The different detail on the Rio and the SP. And it's really nice. It's really nice that Scale Trains has figured out what the differences are on each locomotive, and they have applied them to each of their models, which I really enjoy. I enjoy looking at those fine details of each locomotive, because each locomotive is different. Each locomotive has its own personality, and the Rio likes to run big trains. The SP likes to be, it likes to lead. It doesn't like to follow, and the UP is fine doing whatever. They all pull hard. So I mean, they pull a ton of cars. I mean, I don't know what the longest train I can run on the layout is, but you know, I'm gonna run them with my UP ARMN refrigerator train, just because I think it looks cool, and I haven't run that train in a while. So I'll probably have the SP leading. Well, nah, we'll put the Rio Grande leading, because that's the best looking one. We'll put Rio leading, SP second out, and UP third. How about that? When we do a run by. So, yeah, I mean, these are, I mean, even the previous runs of these, which are these two here, which is the SP and the UP, they're still great. You know, they're going to hold their value for being, even though the version 2, or not version 2, but the second run of these tunnel motors, they'll still hold their value for what they are, just because they're the Rivet counter and the scale trains, and Rivet counter, and yeah, because it's the Rivet counter and scale trains. So yeah, they hold their value pretty well. Obviously, if you go to resell them, you're gonna get a little bit less than what you would if they're brand new. But the Rio Grande is the one that a lot of people will be after, because it's just, I have, besides Athearn, I haven't seen anybody else do a Rio Grande tunnel motor, especially a 40T-2. So this is obviously, so it does have PTC. This version at least one, the 5362 does have PTC. It's the late 80s, early 90s model, and it's great. It's got everything you could possibly need on it. I love the Mars light that it has. You know, do I wish I would have gotten the non-lobotomized version of the SP? Sure, absolutely. I would love to get that one. Will I? Probably not. Not at least not now. I've got 6 tunnel motors already, and I really don't need any more. So I've got 4 UP ones. I've got 2881, 4572 and 4573, and then I guess you could technically say that the other Rio Grande with a patch on it is the 5th one. Where now it's got 8803 and 2882, which is the Rio Grande with a patch. But I don't know. Which model would I buy? Scale trains. Because scale trains locomotives have the highest level of detail out of any other tunnel motor on the market to this day. You could argue and say brass, but have there been any tunnel motors in brass? I don't know. So someone put it down in the comments and let me know if there's been any brass ones. But yeah, scale trains is the way to go. By far, especially for tunnel motors and fast 40s and even 3-unit turbines. They're the place to go for your for some nice power. And come on, you can't go wrong with a Rio Grande tunnel motor. It's got marker lights on it, for God's sakes. Who doesn't like marker lights? And if you say you don't like marker lights, well, you're wrong. So, man, fight me. But no, honestly, these are great models. I mean, I can't say enough good things about them because they're that great. And honestly, you have to let them do the talking, because yeah, it's just you have to let the locomotives themselves do the talking, because there's no way that I could do it for them. I can try, but it's difficult because there are excellent models, and I used to not be the biggest scale trains guy. That all changed when I got my turbine. I believe I said that in that video. So check that out if you haven't already. But yeah. Scale Trains has probably some of the best locomotives on the market, including the best freight cars. And they honestly have the best customer service anywhere between any manufacturer. If you say Athearn has the best, I'll say no. You say Broadway Limited has the best customer service, I'll say no. The company that has the best customer service is by far Scale Trains. So, because they want to help you out. They want to be able to make sure that their product is as best as it can be, and this shows it. I have 3 of their tunnel motors. I've got 2 SD40s from them. I've got a turbine from them. I've got a dozen freight cars by them too, and yeah. I don't know why people are so. I don't know. I mean, I know this video's coming out late, and I should have done it earlier, and I know. But these locomotives are by far some of the best engines I have. Some of the best engines I like. Some of the best engines that I can run. And these are some of the best engines that I know are reliable. That's a really big word for model train, is being reliable. Because I've gone through a dozen different manufacturers. If you look back on this channel, I reviewed a dozen different locomotives and freight cars and whatnot. And I've had a number of them, once I've done the video, I've had a number of them go over switches and die, or just crap out on me. But these? No. No way. These Scale Trains motors have not crapped out on me yet. They're not going to crap out on me. And you want to know what? You want to know what? Here's what. You go out and buy any one of these 3, you won't be disappointed. I mean, yeah, you can say you're not a UP guy. Obviously buy the SP or the Rio. You say you're not an SP guy, well, buy the Rio Grande or the UP one. You say you're not a Rio Grande person, well, how can you not be? Look at it. Can you look at this engine and say and you say that this is not cool? That's a cool engine. Look, it's even got zebra stripes. Come on! I mean, it's even got zebra stripes on the backside of it. That's awesome. Hey, that's cool. So, if you haven't already bought a Scale Trains motor, my first question is, where have you been? My second question is going to be, why? People say they're chasing after perfection when they build their layout, right? Why wouldn't you buy a Scale Trains motor? Why wouldn't you buy a tunnel motor from Scale Trains? It doesn't make much sense to me. I know, I've been rambling on. Anyway, all the details on every single one of these locomotives is absolutely 100% accurate. You can go find a photo of Rio Grande 5362 and tell me it doesn't have any of the extra detail on it. Tell me it doesn't have actual ground effect lights. Tell me it doesn't have those marker lights. Tell me it doesn't have lighted number boards or a headlight. Tell me it doesn't have that mark light. Because I can guarantee you it does. Go look up SP8556 and tell me it doesn't have the horn where it's placed currently. Because it does. Tell me it doesn't have illuminated number boards. It does. Tell me it doesn't have a beacon. It does. Ditch lights? Well, it might not have them right now, but I mean, it probably had them back in the 90s. Go look up a picture of 8803 and tell me it doesn't look like that. Because I can guarantee you it will. Like I said, Scale Trains does their homework on these engines, and these engines really speak for themselves. I mean, what more can I say about them? Their product speaks for itself. They have great product. These three locomotives, even though 8803 and 8556 are of the second run, and the Rio is of the third run, but still, these are great models, people. Excellent models. I know I'm rambling on. So before I keep rambling on, let me go ahead and get the Rio, the SP, and the UP hooked up to a train so we can actually see this. So we can actually see them pull something for once, instead of listening to me ramble on and blah 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 blah. And yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna pull the train. Let's go. All right, now we got it all hooked on. Let's go. Alright, so as with all lockdown decoders, when you power down, you can still play with the bell and the horn and a few other features. I'm not entirely sure, and obviously the lights. But they do all have the spitter activated. So once you go into shutdown, they'll do this for about a minute and a half or so. And like I said, lockdown is great, scale trains is great, and they go hand in hand together. And who cares? Because they're great. It's great. I love it. I have no problems with any one of these. I mean, obviously the only issue is with 8556 and that little beacon, but like I said, that's just a cleaning a contact underneath the shell, so it's not really too bad. So once I do that, it should be perfectly fine and good to go again. So yep, so that was my whole ARM and reefer train being pulled by 3 scale trains tunnel motors. It wasn't really that hard for each of them to pull. Honestly, it could be pulled with one, but I decided to have 3 just because. So with that, I'm going to end this video. Call it good. Scale trains. I am very impressed with these tunnel motors. Very impressed. And I absolutely love the way these run. And there's nothing wrong with them. These are perfect models. So with that, I'm going to end the video. Until the next one, this is Sensei Sean signing off. See you guys later.